right, drag coverage. We're doing a little bit of not a little bit, but a big interview with one of the greatest in the sport right now that brings drag racing to a different level in the no-time world, in the grudge racing world, in the 484 world. Now this, you've had me here 3 years. The 484 deal, I want to go back to the history. When did you know that this was going to be a marketing class to race?
We started probably 2018 and 19. We started running something called limited 28s, and it was the same idea. It was 4840 maximum bore space. We didn't have a deck height, but you had to run a cast intake, one carburetor, and we had good car count. But I just couldn't at the time. We couldn't get all the promoters on the same page to kind of stick to what we were trying to build or what I was trying to build here, and it got to a point where some events had cars that had two carburetors on them or such and such. So I was like, man, we got a good class. I seen this kind of light shining in my head, like, man, it's a good deal, some good quality cars. And like we even did a 4-car 4840 shootout right here at South Georgia Motorsport Park one year for $25,000, and that's what really caught everybody's attention.
Lit the fire.
It lit the fire, and we just kind of kept going each year. We sat down as a group of racers. We agreed upon a set of rules, and it used to be all nitrous cars at one time. You know, even when we was doing this deal here, we went all up to all nitrous, and then this year we allowed the turbo, the small block turbo and Pro Charger combos to come in and race our point series that we started in 2024.
Is that a 5-race series? I think you told me earlier.
We did a 5-race series this year, and it was absolutely awesome. I mean, we started off at Steele, Alabama, Montgomery, Darlington, and man, I mean, it was like I said, it was awesome. All the racers are enjoying it, and they kind of gotta give a racer credit. They actually pushed me to do the point series this year, because I already had my own 8 races I do a year, and those guys were like, and I had to respect it because I had guys building $250,000, $300,000 cars.
Just for the 484 class.
Just for the 440 cars, and then like, we didn't want those cars to have to race against 959s or whatever through the rest of the year and just spend $250,000, $300,000 for one race in November. So we created a series, and man, it's seeming like it's growing, and it's gonna be, I mean, the fire's lit, and it's showing like the last year and this year, man, it's absolutely amazing with the cars that we got. I think we got the most beautiful race cars ever, you know, because they all got
the class is incredible. Mike, let me just highlight that for a second. Mike Hill, I've known you since you drag raced as a very young guy. I watched you in Macon down there when it was a gravel track. Remember back in the day? I remember the black Mustang with the stainless steel bolts, and you scrubbed it on the guardrail one night, and you're like, God, I get my bolts. But I'm telling you, you've always been a talent behind the wheel. You've been a talent of getting people to come together, and I've noticed that in 3 years. I mean, I used to see at the races, 80RL, 10.5 champ. I mean, you did a lot of things, but you're bringing people together. That's more important, and that class is incredible. But the people want to see what you have next in this deal. In 2025, you just crowned the Salty Bitch a champion in 2024, Ricky and them. We did an interview with them. They have nothing but the most awesome stuff to talk about you and giving them a chance and a place and a format to race. I want you to know that is something that you may not hear in your ear because you're always the good guy. Thank you. And after this race, I know I'm going to read your post thanking the world, because without these people, I couldn't do this. But I just want you to know you're really humble, but man, you're so good at what you do.
Thank you, Alan. Like I said, man, I really would like to thank, and I don't want to miss anybody, but I really like to thank the sponsors that came on board of a series that we really didn't have nothing to give anybody besides what we had showed, you know, a couple of years at one race, and we had good sponsors came on board. M&M Transmission, Minster Motorsports, H&H Body Shop, Reese Brothers Race Cars, and Pro Stock Gordos.
Truck World.
I mean,
the
Spin Truck World came on even for this event, you know, sponsoring the class, and Lee Sparks Electrical. I mean, man, just the, you know, there used to be a time where people didn't think the no time world could even get sponsorship, and that's changing. We got a lot of people looking at us and willing to invest in us now. So, and with people like you and TJ and Drag Coverage all coming here this weekend, it's all, like I said, everything's coming together and just helping us as a...
Absolutely right. That's putting the chips in place for what people like and what people want to see. And, of course, drag coverage. This is going to be big because this is going to be the first time they've really ever put on a grudge race onto their format. And I've drove around with this young man for the whole morning, and he is nothing but elated and excited. He's like, this is awesome, man. This guy is really doing a great job. And when you, TJ, I know you're sitting there behind the camera, but you can just give me a heck yeah in a minute. Every guy we've interviewed, have they not said this is such a great thing this Mike Hill's doing for us?
Very, very.
Everyone. I want you to know that, because you know what? That makes the heart grow bigger. And that makes you go, Summit, get on board next year. Al Tucci calls Summit. I'm telling Summit, give this guy something, man. I'm telling you what. These people buy parts. These racers buy suits. They buy things from every high-performance industry, right, in the world. So I think it's time one of those guys jump in here and see what's going on.
Absolutely, absolutely. Like I said, my goal is to keep this event and make it grow every single year bigger and bigger and bigger. You know, even with the money, the crowd, the people that's coming to support it, you know. And like I said, man, my job, I had to bring in the best announcer, in my opinion, best announcer in the world, and that's you, Alan. And you add so much excitement to this deal, and that's why you were chosen. You've always been a friend of mine since 2000, early 2000. So, I mean.
The guy went from a driver to a tuner in the desert out there. I watched his whole career. He tuned a Corvette over there. He went from driver, tuner, promoter, still does tuning and promoting, but I'm going to tell you, it is just a pleasure to be at this event. And your brother, the Axeman, I mean, he's excited. You guys tricked me. I thought he was selling a car. You just roll back that old John Gotti out of here. They brought him out of like a Chicago prison and brought him out here to have him do his deal. But, I mean, just the stuff you're putting together, Mike, I mean that from my heart. This is an awesome deal.
Thank you, man. Thank you. We got an awesome group of racers on the premises also in both classes, like the 28, 275 class. Also, man, super badass racers, you know, in all these classes, man. So
I thank each and every one of them.
I thank each and every racer, fan, everybody that's supporting this deal, man, in any kind of way. I really appreciate everyone.
Hitman Productions and Promotions, and I'm going to tell you what, it is definitely a festival here. Yes, there's fast cars, there's great classes, but if you want to come to a festival and enjoy people and enjoy life and enjoy drag racing, come to one of Mike Hill's events.